The christening of Jane's channel.
Hey everyone, good evening. How you doing today? Wow, had a couple of days in between from your first view of my intro, and now we're going to really get into the groove. I'm really excited to touch base with you all. Want to show you some very basic principle setup. I've prepped certain things. Tonight we are going to introduce the level of soup. I have a fantastic honey baked ham Hambone over here, and all getting gearing and ready to go. Your first basic thought, our first step, is to prepare to do in prep, which is always a lot of the work, the prepping of the basic base of the soup. And your soup base is in this stock pot, which I've rendered down some less sodium chicken stock with vegetable soup mixed, which that's to be prepared along with the flavoring of the ham bone. And now we're going to make a mirepoix. A mirepoix is based on a combination of very, very essential ingredients, which are a very good setup for any soup or any kind of a stew, any casserole or stew. And a mirepoix consists of, Jason?
I don't know, carrots and celery.
And?
Onions.
Very, very good. And a little added flavor will always add the garlic, which is always healthy for the soul and the mind in a soup, which soup is becoming up on that end of summer, beginning of fall. Great recipe to start off your slow me down kind of an evening, especially on Sunday, and of course when it rains and the weather starts turning a little homebound like. So we'll start off with your sautéing in my pot here. We're going to saute some chopped onions, the mirepoix, the carrots, and the celery. And I'm choosing tonight, which is a very nice accompaniment with the ham. You can choose any herb that you really desire, but a very good accompaniment of fresh herbs is either rosemary or sage. So tonight I'm choosing fresh, grown in my garden, rosemary, which is yum yum. All right, folks, here we are back again in a different segment of time and fixing. As you know, we are preparing my first real down-to-earth cooking show.
It's piss.
We're preparing something very, very simple on an introductory level, which is a very yummy end of summer, beginning of fall, Hambone bean soup. And I think you really all enjoy all of the steps we're going to take to endeavor this wonderful, delicious dish that's very, very appeasing at the end. So our next step is to, of course, saute our veggies, which is our mirepoix, which Jason, my sous chef assistant, had mentioned that there's carrots, onions, and celery in this.
Yes.
And I'm also choosing, as I explained before, to use a fresh herb, which I will show you how to apply that in with the sautéing. The sauté procedure goes as such. You put a little, maybe 2 tablespoons of butter in a nice saucepan. You caramelize your onions and your garlic, which are nicely chopped. You saute them. And this is the caramelized effect, which is like a golden brown. And all the flavors and juices seep into the edge and the end of the pot at the bottom. And now Mr. Jason is going to apply the rest of the veggies, which is carrots and celery. Go ahead, Jason.
This is how you learn how to cook. Dropping some of it, it's okay. We're going to clean it up after anyway. This prep.
So remember, folks, this is your, to start, 1 large onion which is very, very important. That's the main ingredient, with maybe 3 or 4 pieces of cloves of garlic. Garlic is an excellent additive and a counteract to your onion. The carrots, about 3-4 medium-sized carrots that are decently chopped. You don't have to dice them or go through all the hassle of crushing them into 10 million pieces. And then your stalks of celery, which is about 3 stalks of celery, about medium to the same amount as the carrots. And you just lightly saute it, because carrots will minimize, the celery and the carrots will minimize in your stock. It will all cook together along with your liquid. But the onions must be caramelized along with the garlic, because that brings out the full bloom of the flavor. So we're sauteing these very lightly, and you're going to add a little extra liquid, which is extra virgin olive oil, which is very, very important, because you want to remain healthy. You don't want to put a bunch of fatty ingredients in with your saute, because it's going to go into the stock and it's going to be part of what your end product is. Oh, back to the good old stove again. Yeah, that's where it all happens, people. Anyway, I want to reiterate again that it's very important for you to add just not top-notch ingredients, but also seasoning. And tonight I've chosen to add to this wonderful, delectable soup herbs, which we discussed about rosemary.
It's succulent. It's just succulent.
And also sauteed with the mirepoix, which is coming along very, very nicely. You want to see that your celery, the onions are also in here, which are totally rendered, but you also want to see the celery turn a little on the transparent side, so that you know that the flavors, the bold flavors of each vegetable is going to come out once you throw it into the stock. So I'm going to saute it just a little slightly more. The carrots are turning nice and orange, which is a very, very nice temperate pattern that you would follow through with adding to a soup. And I'm also going to throw in there some mushrooms. Everything from the kitchen sink can be in a soup, folks. Beans, veggies, zucchini, mushrooms. Mirepoix is the most important, but you could throw anything additive extra that you have in your pantry or in your vegetable bin that you would like to incorporate with making it your own style of your soup. That's, you know, the end result. So I'm going to throw in here some nice chopped up white mushrooms and saute that down a little bit. You don't have to totally cook it, because they will also cook into the stock. And then we will add our fresh rosemary off the vine. So what you do is you gather the vine and you just free place it in there. Take the stem and dispose of it, of course. Just the leaves, which give it all the flavor, the boldness and flavor of the soup. So all the rosemary's going in there along with the mirepoix. And of course, your main ingredient is salt. Oh, just a couple of pinches, folks. Don't add too much, because the ham is fully sodium content, enough as it is. So just a little, two or 3 pinches. And then next one is freshly milled pepper. That's really, really important. Any accompaniment of spice or seasoning, the pepper accents the flavor of your meat. Any meat that's you're incorporating, whether it's chicken, ham, veal, lamb, but pepper is really important. And a couple of, shakes of that. And then you mix it all together. Let the mushrooms simmer a little bit in that mixture. And then what we're going to do right now, guys, is I'm going to open up my pot of liquid. This is the stock. And add in our wonderful mixture of beans. Any kind of beans you can add here. Split pea, white beans, northern beans, red beans, anything that you could find. I found these particularly as a mix. Small beans in a gourmet store, which are really, really great in this kind of a mixture. A bag. In your stock. These are not necessarily to be soaked. Some beans, full beans that you buy in a bag at your grocery store, do need washing and rinsing and to be soaked. But these are very, very small little beans. Little miniature white beans, navy beans, caponelli beans they're called, little small split pea, and barley is also, and lentil is also in there. So these are very amicable with your stock. They go very, very well with just being nicely, slowly cooked and blended. Just want to emphasize, I know everyone can't eat necessarily certain meats, and you're very biased with health conscious wise involving, you know, ham, but beans are like the best high fiber foods, and they're very, very healthy for you. And all kinds of beans, dried, canned, stewed, cooked. But really, to be favorably speaking about a home down good lay me back kind of soup is involving a good beef bone, good ham bone. Tonight I happen to be particularly favorable on the ham because it was a honey-baked ham bone, and everyone loves honey-baked ham. And my son, my sous chef, he loves ham, and he is just a great fan of all the goodies that are involving...
The pigs.
Yes, he grew up in a piggy kind of world. His dad was a...
with the little tail rolled
His dad was a Navy guy from Iowa. And Iowa, they raise a lot of corn and pigs, so he was exposed to a lot of good old-fashioned...
Mr. Pigs.
Good old-fashioned macaroni and ham, macaroni, cheese, and ham, and piggyback style.
Mr. Pig, Mr. Pig, Mr. Pig.
But if you'd like to prefer to, you know, to run around and move on to another kind of meat, this bean soup, it would be fantastic with prime rib bone, you know, any kind of other meat bone, veal bone, like an ossobuco with the marrow. But tonight is ham, and I hope this is a good basic start for you. But let me go back to my mirepoix again. We're looking nice and ready here with all the mixture that we made, liquefying down a little bit, stewing down a little bit. And now we're getting ready to incorporate just a little bit of a nice subtle flavor along with the stock, with the seasoning and the beans, of some beef consommé. You can use beef broth. You can use low sodium. And Jason, would you like to stir that for me, please?
Yes.
So we can incorporate all the goodies that are all together.
Mr. Chef, culinary cordon bleu. It's piss, it's sick, it's revolting. Mr. Chef Crackhead at his finest.
All right, Jason's learning how to cook. And you know what? We're all amongst great people here that are all feeding off and piggybacking off of everyone. Happens to be that my sous chef is really a big help. He helps me and assists me with a lot of great things, and he's learning too, which is a #1 key thing. Because you have to learn how to survive in life with good, healthy food, guys.
Not junk and then crapola like pizza and ice cream.
The last trail of this wonderful segment. What we're going to do is, you know, incorporate all the things. It's the last step to our yummy, yummy finished product. And what we're going to do is we have our mixture of mirepoix with our seasoning, our rosemary, mushrooms, and a little extra stock liquid. I added also a little white wine in there, which is really gives it a nice flavor. If you're concerned about not adding wine in your product, that's fine. You can leave it out. You can add a little extra stock or a little extra liquid. Wine gives it a little extra uplift of flavor with the herbs. It also burns down, so don't worry about the
Maybe if I
content.
learned how to cook, I could learn how to. Adam Harper taught me years ago. I would be and have a great cooking channel and a bodybuilder. But I guess I'm not. I'm just a bodybuilder.
But Jason is more interested in cooking. That would really be great because he'd be able to assist me more. And what Adam taught him was some really, really fun, basic, good stuff. We'd have fun, but he'd know more. So let's emphasize that my sous chef is really gonna walk in the line.
Yeah.
You know, walk in the path here
Of cooking.
Doing some more cooking
Of being the
stuff.
cordon bleu chef I've always meant to be. Taste the resistance.
So here we go. We have not a lot of mess here, guys. You know, we've got one pot of veggies that we, mirepoix that we saute together, and then your vegetable stock with your beans. So really, you're not involving a lot of dishes here or a mess to clean up. It's pretty clean cut and dry. So we're gonna add, here we go, our mirepoix to the stock pot. That's a good job. And Jason is going to,
Taste it.
is assisting to stir. Please, Mr. Jason.
Yes, sous chef is here to save the day. It's sick, it's piss, it's revolting. Mr. Sous Chef is here cooking. It's sick, it's piss, it's crackhead
Remember,
diet.
guys, we may need to alter. We may need to alter a little of the, not so much salt,
Chef crackhead.
but pepper. So, of course, season to your taste. You don't have to, but just check it out to see how your taste buds are appealing to the style of your soup.
Taste
Also,
the
what you
resistance.
can add,
Succulent good.
which is another
Oh, it smells
seasoning,
good.
if you like a little spice, a little Tabasco, a little hot sauce.
Ah!
That boosts up the flavor of the beans, and also red cayenne pepper. You can choose to add that too, but I'm not going to do it in this procedure. But then the next thing we're going to add is our wonderful, gorgeous.
Did you get that out of Lenny's stomach?
No, I bought it. I got this out of a piggy ass. It happens to be honey baked. Lenny would enjoy eating this in his stomach, of course, because he's a foodie, and I'm going to save him some of this good stuff too. But all of my fans, like Jason, my sous chef, and some of my friends are going to really be on the nitty-gritty of tasting this. They're going to test this product out. So look for the critiquing the next time that I connect with you all. Chef Jane speaking, and you can critique how we made this wonderful step of a recipe. So all of this is going to be in, and then the next thing, you're going to stir it.
The pig. The unbelievable.
And you're gonna, let me emphasize.
Taste the resistance. Yum.
Let me
Succulent
emphasize
good.
that you need to cover this and go all the way to 45 minutes to an hour, whether you have to use a timer, which is like one of these, a clock timer, or a timer on your clock or your watch, but cook it really, really well until it's
Drinking
all
on the job, not alone.
till the ham is nice and succulent, soft, not mushy, but soft and cuttable. Take pieces,
Sous chef is
segments
gonna
off the
get fired.
ham. But really you want your beans nice and, soft and edible. All right, folks, end result, 45 minutes, bling, bling, bling to the timer. And we have an end product here. Look at this beautiful soup with all the beans and the mirepoix, as I explained before. And we're gonna dish it out. And we are going to have our taste tester, Mr. Jason.
The sous chef.
Who's the sous chef?
Who's gonna
All
get
right,
fired
Jason?
for drinking on the job?
Jason, taste it, please.
Oh, it's hot. I give it an 8.
Pretty good.
Let's pass. Let's say.
Very good. All right, it was a pleasure, you guys. And I really look forward to our next time hanging out together. And we're going to cover appetizers. So let's look forward to a couple of great fun appetizers that you could serve in any of your football games, your trail parties, your sports events, any kind of occasions coming up. And cheerio, out and about for now, and look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks. Chef Jane.